As we make our way to the mats this morning, let's just start with some windshield wipers. Uh, we'll get moving here more than and we'll make sure we stretch and work the joints on this cold day. So we're going to do a few more of these. I'm not counting, I'm just kind of feeling into it. So with windshield wipers, the way we used to do it a long time ago now, was about 100 in class. And we had somebody up in Michigan do this, and they said they did 100 every morning. But what happens is, as you're doing the windshield wipers, which helps release the psoas muscle, and you'll feel it when you need to take a deep breath or yawn, excuse me. So it's helping to release tension and angst. And then when you feel that, and it also kind of starts, I feel it in the hip. So we're going to move, taking the knees side to side. And then we're going to come up to a butterfly. And you can take the feet further away, and it can be easier. The more you bring it into the body, the more challenging it can be. And so, make it easy on yourself. That's the opening, And then, so I'm going to put one leg out to the side. I'll just start with the left. And then the right knee in. I'm going to lean forward, gently stretching. And you can walk the hands toward the bent knee or toward the long leg, finding that just the right spot that releases the tension, but does it in a feel good kind of way. And then I'm walking my hands toward the bent knee and supporting myself and gently rolling that long leg back and forth. Feel like there's a little catch in there, and this usually helps release it. And so doing a couple more. Just letting your foot be relaxed and being aware of your ankle, knee, and hips. One more. And then settling down, but lifting in the rib cage, flexing the foot if you can. You're going to do a side stretch, reaching for that long leg, opening up the rib cage. So you're twisting your torso, or it's actually just in alignment with this long leg. I'm going to lift the arm up. Feel the lift in the ribs, and this opposite shoulder is relaxed, or so you reach back, reaching up to the ceiling as well. And come up and fold toward the bent knee. Good. Breathing in as you lift up, bring that long leg in, coming into butterfly, rocking back and forth. And then extending the other leg out to the side. And leaning forward. Yeah, just finding that just right spot. Noticing if this side is easier or if it's more contracted, tighter. Without any judgment, loving all parts of yourself. And then when you're ready, rocking and rolling that long leg forward and back. There really is great power in loving and accepting yourself completely. And as we do that for ourselves, we do that more for others. We show people it's just a practice of acceptance and tolerance. Not that we go expressing everything everywhere, but it's I know this group knows the need for tolerance that we need in the world, but it begins with us. So yoga is a practice of accepting and tolerating, not tolerating, that's kind of a low level, accepting and having compassion for our bodies wherever they are. And the reality is they change. Seeing family at Thanksgiving, reminding, they change based on the trajectory you're on, whether for health building or disease building. And now as we're stretching toward that long leg, reach that arm up. And this group is here for health building, both in the mind and the body with food and exercise. And very dedicated. So you like to, if you want to reach over to the side and open up the rib cage. Lifting up and leaning forward. Lifting up, coming back into butterfly. And coming back to center. We're going to bring our knees up. You can take them side to side. I'm just wiggling around on my way back. And then we're going into seated cliffhanger. So planting your feet and your hands and your hips. Open up the hips, and then we're going to open up the shoulders, the diaphragm, the spine. And in your own rhythm, I'm going to do about 5 of these. Rounding from the exhale. Breathing in, straightening the arms. Exhale. Breathing in and lifting up. Exhale. 2 more. Lifting up. And rounding. Last one. We lift up. And press through the fingertips, straightening the arms. Hug into egg. Then let's take the feet down. We're going to take the knees around, come into hands and knees. And just rest back into child's pose for a second or two. Reaching your arms out, feeling the relief in your shoulders. And then we're going to go into the adapted upward dog. So we're going to round our spine, tuck the chin to the chest. And we're at the beginning, so lightly just drop the hips forward. Straighten the arms. And then rounding the spine again. And you can go into quarter dog, quarter downward dog, or child's pose, whatever works for you. I'm going to go back into child's pose after quarter dog, downward dog. So I can start the rounding, pressing into the shins. We're going to repeat. Good. And dropping the hips forward. And then pressing into the palms, letting the hips, if you're going into quarter dog, the hips are over the knees. Reach the arms out, shoulders and chest go towards your mat. Then I'm going to come out of that and rest back into child's pose. And from here, coming back up to hands and knees. And so we're going to go into downward dog, and then we're going to go into lunge. So if going into lunge, if you need to come back to your hands and knees and bring your foot forward, you can do that. So we're going to round into cat. Lift the chest into dog tilt. And now the toes go under. Go up into downward dog. Pedaling the feet or staying still if you like. Or keeping the feet still. You can press into the hands, into the hips to move back and forward. Wherever you feel you need to work it, there's several ways. And from here, I'm going to step my left foot forward. And going into lunge, but I'm going to start with taking the knee onto the mat, relaxing the foot. And we're going to drop the hip forward and, straighten the front leg and lift the toes. Having your blocks here to lift you up would be good, but also when you lean forward, keeping the knee over the ankle. Yeah, feeling it in the hips. And so just go into a gentle stretch with this. You can keep moving or and coming back to center. I'm going to press into my right hand, my opposite hand. It's going to find my center because I'm going to lift the left hand up and twist. Bringing that hand down on the inside of the knee, rocking back and let that foot go back and come down into child's pose for a second. And as we lift up back into hands and knees, we're going to repeat downward dog and then lunge on the right side. So rounding, lifting into dog tilt, toes go under, downward dog. Pressing the heels down toward the mat, hips lifting up toward the ceiling. And then looking at your hands, taking the right toes forward, the right foot, and going into lunge. And if you want to do this with a more intensity, you can keep the knee up. I'm going to take the knee down, relax the foot, and rock back and forth. I'm doing that about 3 times. One more time. Coming forward, going to press into my left hand. And I was about to forget to twist, but my body reminded me that it was feeling different. So it needed the twist, lifting the right hand up toward the ceiling. And then bringing that hand down on the inside and letting that foot go back. Resting down in child's pose. And from here, I'm going to go into squat and then forward fold and then make our way up to standing. So I'm going to take my toes back and lift the knees. So however that works for you, we're going to use this as transition to make our way up to standing. And so lifting the hips, coming into forward fold. And then either coming up with a flat back or rounding up. Lifting up to standing. Give me a minute to adjust. And as I'm doing, everybody moving, shaking, whatever you need to do. Kind of made it. Good. I'm going to shake and then I'm going to swing the arms. A few times. And then one last time, coming into center. You can wiggle it out. Let's actually, after taking this, swinging the arms, let's circle the hips. About 3 times in the other direction. Good. And then coming into center, lifting up in the rib cage, mountain pose, palms forward, let the shoulders relax. And just as a mindfulness practice, notice if you feel more weight or if you feel one leg or one foot more than the other. Just as a check-in, there's really no right or wrong. It's just so that you can use it as a benchmark to check in later and we'll see what happens. So continuing that kind of rocking back and forth that we did on our knees, I'm going to step back and we're going to go into warrior 1. Well, it's not really going to be rocking. We're just going to go into warrior 1 both times, and then we're going to go into crescent pose where the back weight is on the toes and the heel is lifted. So you could do warrior 1 if you like, or if you want a little bit more balanced practice, that's what we're headed. So stepping forward with the right foot, coming into warrior 1. Just getting your hips aligned and your feet in the right place. Knee is still above the ankle in the front. Squeeze your glutes, pull on your core, lift your arms. Pressing the feet into your mat. Good. Holding for 4, 3, 2, 1, and 0. Let the arms come down. Lift up. Whatever way feels just right for you. Walking back. And then finding your balance and then stepping forward with the left foot. Bring that, the hip of the right side, bring it forward, parallel with the front part of your mat. Really anchoring down. Lift the arms. Wonderful. Feeling into your feet, holding 4, 3, 2, 1, and 0. Awesome. And then bring the hands down, lifting up. Good. Let's do a wide leg forward fold before we go into the crescent pose. So we're stretching the hamstrings, leaning forward. Let your head drop, your arms drop. You can walk your hands toward one foot. And then walking the hands through center over to the other side. And I press, and coming back to center, I press the side of with the pinky toe into the mat, and I can feel a stretch coming up the shins, the calves. And then I bring my feet more toward the middle. And then pressing into the feet, straightening the back, coming up with a flat back. Good. Lifting the arms up. Bringing the hands down, walking the feet together. Just taking the hips side to side. Find your center place, coming back into mountain pose. And noticing how your legs and feet feel. Good. Mind feel more aligned, but not quite balanced and even. So I'm going to come back, just interesting. And so coming to the back of the mat, I'm going to step forward with the left foot again. But if you so choose, going into crescent pose, the back heel is lifted and the weight's on the ball of the foot. It just adds a little more of a balancing. It also works the ankle. It feels like it gets into the hip more. So finding that just perfect alignment, still squeezing the glute, and the knee is still engaged with that long leg. Lift the arms up. You really have to keep your core engaged more. I think that's also what I'm noticing is it takes more from the core since you're not having the ankle on the mat. Holding. Good. 4, 3, 2, 1, and 0. Bring the arms down. Lift it up. Good. We're going to do the other side now. Taking the right knee forward and lifting that back heel, the left heel. Pump it for a little bit. It just feels new, feels different. Hadn't done this in a while. And then lean forward Balancing, lift the arms up. Yeah, squeeze your glutes, pull in your core. No pooching here for 4, 3, 2, 1, and 0. Lift up, come back to center. Let's do a wide leg forward fold. Slowly letting your head toward the mat. You may want to bend your knees or kind of lean into side to side. Now pressing into both feet. Coming up with a flat back. Lifting the arms up. Exhaling. Good. Walking the feet together if you want to take the hips side to side for a second. And then coming back into mountain pose. Palms forward. Breathing in. Breathing out. Checking into your feet and legs. Noticing how they feel now. And now opening the eyes. We're going to get the energy moving. Let's fire it up. Cross crawl. I do like this on cold winter's day. This is works the hips, which is the fire element. Also the head. Working both hemispheres of the brain. And here we go for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4 more, 3 more, 2 more, 1 more, 0. Good. Take the hips side to side. I'm going to make my way down into squat. And then we'll make our way back up to do some balancing. And if squat doesn't work for you, hang out for just a second and we'll be back on the same page. Stay here for about 5 seconds. And then lean forward into forward fold. I'm going to round up today. Lift the arms up, arching back. Come back to center. And let's lift the shoulders up and round them. Lift. And now taking the shoulders forward. One more time. Good. And so let's see, for balancing, let's go into a tree pose. But before we do that, I'm going to soften the knees and press the hips forward, squeezing the glutes. I feel like this gets me anchored. It's like from the tailbone, like an anchor goes down into the earth, hooks in, connects, and then when I straighten the legs and lift up, I've tightened the rope and is secure and balanced. So we're going to go into tree pose. So choosing which side you want to do, we're going to do it, 2 times. So switching, I'm going to stand on my right, lift the left, but you find your own balance. Find your Dresdy. Feel into your toes. Lift the heel to where your balance allows today and holding if you can. And then when if you're having a great balance day, stay and enjoy. And if it's just a second for you today, that's okay as well. And coming into the second leg, lifting in the rib cage, I'm spreading my toes so I feel more anchored. Find your dressy and lift your heel. And balancing, squeezing the glutes and like opening this pelvis with the knee going back to the side, And it can be different. Find your dressy and hold. And try for 4, 3, 2, 1, and 0. Come out. Good. Tend to take a breath and breathe because concentration, holding my breath. Doing this a second time. Yeah, okay. Let's focus. Dressy. Your foot. Lift your heel. And I squeeze my glute and I feel it open up the hips. And balancing. And for 4, 3, 2, 1, and 0. Yeah. Second side, second time. Lift the heel up, lifting the chest. Keep your eyes open. And folding. Wonderful. And when you're ready, bring it down. We're going to go into forward fold and chair. Just want to open up the chest. So we're working our way arms up, but I'm bringing them behind so that I feel the shoulder blades coming together. Engage in your core. And then lift the arms up. Exhale. Forward fold. Relax your jaw. Let your hips go into dog tilt. Let your neck relax. Feet are anchored into the mat. And we start straightening the legs. Engage in the core. We're going to lift with a flat back all the way up. And as we lift the arms up once again, feel the shoulder blades rolling toward the spine. Arms up, arching back. Navel is engaged. Let the arms come down slowly. Weights on the heel. And come into chair. Wonderful. Holding. 4, 3, 2, 1, and 0. Lift up. Exhale. Pause in the mountain pose. Relax the shoulders. And let's do that one more time. So we're going to bring the arms up to like shoulder height. And I'm bringing them behind me. So opening up the chest. Lifting the arms up and arching back. Squeeze the glutes. Feel your quads, your hamstrings, your feet. Coming to center, forward fold. Chin to the chest, let your neck relax, your spine lengthen, your hamstrings lengthen. And then coming up with a flat back, engaging your navel. Up, arching back. Roll in your core, let the arms come down. And as you do, weights on the heels, coming into chair. Or if you like, you can bring your arms up, depending on your low back, how that feels. Holding for 4, 3, 2, 1, and 0. Lift up. Exhale into mountain pose. Good. And then I'm just going to soften the knees just as a counter pose and squeeze the glutes, working the front part of the body, working the thighs, the quads. And coming up, we're going to make our way back down through squat. Readjust. And if squat doesn't work, you can make it all the way down into windshield wipers. And then when you're ready, I'm coming down into windshield wipers. Lean back into your hands, shoulders. Okay, and from here, we're going to go into seated cliffhanger once again. So feet are hip widths apart, lift the hips up toward the heels. Bend the elbows and straighten. Hopefully this feels a little bit easier now. We're going to do 5. And actually, from here, I'm going to lift the feet, straighten the arms, press through the fingers, hug the knees in, and egg. And taking the feet down, I'm going to stay here and kind of work. Stay lifted, keep your core engaged. We're going to do half boat, which is lifting one foot. It can be anywhere from extended straight like this, or up, or bent, or wherever it works for you, but keep your core engaged. Lift that leg. I'm going to hold the opposite, under the opposite knee, and the same arm extends out. So wherever it is for you, and hold for 4, 3, 2, 1, and 0. Definitely feeling these quads. Bring it in. Hold underneath. Extend the other leg. Lift up. Pull in that navel. Squeeze the glutes. Yeah, definitely feel a difference in this side. Holding. 4, 3, 2, 1, and 0. Bring that knee back in. We're going to relax for a minute and butterfly. And I'm kind of just rounding and moving into cat and dog before we repeat. But this is Our final big thing before we're going to do staff pose after this, but this is staff pose isn't as strenuous, hopefully. So as you lift up in the chest, engage in your core, squeeze the glutes. We're going to lift that front leg again and extend the same arm. I'm going to hug underneath the other leg. The second time, hopefully, is a little bit easier. Your mind gets wrapped around it. Holding 4, 3, 2, 1, and 0. Bring that foot in and extend the other leg. Don't pooch in the belly. Stay lifted. Stay engaged. Stay that core engaged glutes. And aware of your feet. Holding 4, 3, 2, 1, and 0. Breathe and come into butterfly. And just pause here for a second or two. And lift the knees. You can take them side to side just for fun. It helps release the low back and the hips and the quads as well. It kind of feels good. Then we're going to extend the legs, sit up tall, flex the feet, and come into staff pose. And press into the palms as you flex your feet, pressing through the heels, your calves, glutes, hamstrings, quads, everything's engaged, shoulders relax. Lifting up, 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 holding 4, 3, 2, 1, and 0. Let's take the hands back, separate the feet, windshield wipers. We've done the tension, we've done the hard part. This is now letting whatever was released from that tension, let it get distributed. Good job. Circle the feet. We're going to make our way to the front of the mat and gently lower down into our back. And so, lower down, just take a minute to let your body relax. And then let's bring the knees toward the chest. Rock them side to side. Helping your spine get settled. And coming into happy baby. Relaxing, noticing your breathing in and out. One more time. And then bring the knees together. We're going to straighten the legs toward the ceiling. You can rock the legs. You can work your way toward plow, or if this is more challenging, you can place one foot on the mat and extend one leg and rock it. And then when you're ready, I'm bringing my knees in toward the chest. I'm actually going to place one foot down on the mat with the other ankle cross it so you have the freedom to, wiggle your foot. And this is the glute stretch where we bring that knee in towards the chest, and you should feel it in this, the glute and the hips of the leg that's crossed over. Breathing a lot here. When you're ready, unwind and go to the other side. And then repeat. And just make sure you do both sides 2 times, noticing how they feel different. And then when you're ready, unwind, place the feet on the mat. We're going to open the knees into butterfly. And then when you're ready, bring the knees together. I'm going to bring the knees toward my chest and let them roll to one side, opening the arms. And then bringing the knees to center over to the other side. And then when you come back to center, you can check in with your body, see what it needs, see how it feels. Take a moment to do whatever feels just right for you. Or if you're ready for Savasana, you can go ahead and get relaxed, but got time to play and have the freedom to move in a way that feels just right to you. Okay, it looks like some happy knees. Wonderful. And breathing in and breathing out. Taking your time and checking in with your body. If you'd like to continue resting, please do. If you're ready to move slowly and gently in your own time, make your way up to a comfortable seated pose. And as you just let gravity take over, drop your chin toward your chest. And then let the head roll from shoulder to shoulder, slowly and safely. One more time. And then bringing your chin to the center of the chest, lifting the head, lifting the hands in front of the heart. Notice the feeling of the fingers pressing in together. And as we breathe in through the heart and out through the heart, with gratitude and wishing you a beautiful day ahead. Namaste.